A pleasant afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Caribbean Maritime University Student Achievement Award Ceremony for 2026. Of course, we are honoring those who have excelled in the academic year 2024-2025. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you and to also introduce to you your Master of Ceremonies for this afternoon. Please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Jamal Smalling and, of course, our reigning Miss CMU, Miss Ashley Richards.
Thank you, Miss Smith, for such a warm welcome.
I think the grand entrance was only necessary given that we have the reigning Miss CMU here with us today. And truly, yes. And truly, Ashley, it's truly a pleasure for me to be sharing the stage with you with somebody that compliments me. And I think we're going to make a great team.
Thank you, Jamal. And I must say, it is indeed a pleasure to share the stage with you. So professional, composed, charming, and somewhat funny.
Somewhat funny. I'll take it. Thank you again for the warm and powerful introduction, and it is truly sets the tone for what promises to be an incredible ceremony. And honestly, we are truly excited to be here and honored for us to be the Master of Ceremonies today, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it.
So, whether you are here to celebrate achievements, to support your peers, or simply to enjoy this monument occasion,
you're definitely in the right place. Welcome.
So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the celebration as we honor brilliance, talent, success, and to our audience that's watching from cyberspace, welcome.
Definitely. We'll make sure the persons in cyberspace will feel as though you're right here in the building with us. All right, to begin our proceedings, we invite everyone to please stand for the playing of the national anthem.
And kindly remain standing immediately after Mrs. Odette Bailey Thorpe from the Office of Student Services will lead us into prayer. And now we'll ask Mrs. Bailey Thorpe to lead us into prayer.
Lord, we thank you for bringing us here together this afternoon. We pray your blessings over this award ceremony. We pray that, Lord, you will just be in our midst. We thank you again for just bringing us together to honor and to celebrate those who have achieved over the last academic year. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Alrighty, you may be seated. Thank you, Ms. Bailey Thorpe, for interceding on our behalf.
It is only right that before we begin today's proceedings, we invite God to dwell among us and to showcase our gratitude because without him, none of this would have been possible.
We now invite Ms. Tisha Walker-Brown, Director of the Student Affairs and Deputy Registrar, to deliver the welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So this afternoon, I am standing in the gap for our university registrar, Ms. Keisha Walker. And so it is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you to the Caribbean Maritime University's Student Achievement Awards function. Today, this is a celebration of excellence, a celebration of resilience and of boundless potential of our students. We extend a very special and warm welcome to our distinguished guests that are with us this afternoon. To our university president, Professor Andrew Spencer. In absentia, our deputy president, Professor Ibrahim Ajaguna. Representatives from the American Caribbean Maritime Foundation, and we have coming to speak with us this afternoon, Mr. Stephen Bell. Welcome, sir. Mr. Craig Hendrickson from Continental Baking Company. Welcome. Our keynote speaker, Mr. Romain Wallace, manager at Foswick Company and one of our proud past students, and I must add, proud president of our students' union, past president of our students' union. He will be delivering the keynote speech this afternoon. To our CMU vice presidents, directors, managers, faculty, and staff, welcome. We also warmly welcome our proud parents that are with us this afternoon, all the guardians, the family members, well-wishers, all the persons that are here supporting our students. We thank you for standing with them in this journey. And of course, most importantly, we want to welcome our student awardees, the stars of today's ceremony. We celebrate you and we welcome you this afternoon. Put your hands together for them, ladies and gentlemen. Today we gather under the powerful theme, Anchored in Excellence, Sailing Towards Success. This theme is deeply significant. In maritime terms, anchor deeply provides stability, grounding, and security, even in the most turbulent waters. Excellence is that anchor in our lives. It is the discipline, it is the commitment, the integrity that keeps you steady whenever the tides are challenging and moving. We are not meant to remain steady, though. We are not meant to remain anchored forever. We are also called to sail, to move forward, to explore, to grow, and to pursue new horizons. Success is that journey. It requires courage, vision, and a willingness to navigate both the calm seas and the storms that may arise. Today we celebrate students who have mastered both of what we just spoke about. Those who are firmly anchored in excellence and boldly sailing towards success. We pause to express heartfelt gratitude to our donors and our sponsors that are with us. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to just put your hands together for our donors and sponsors. Thank you for generously continuing to create opportunities for our students, to open doors for them, doors that would have never been opened otherwise. Your investment is not just financially, but we want to say that it is also transformational. To the families and loved ones, thank you for your encouragement, your sacrifices, unwavering belief behind every successful student that are among us today. Your support system has not gone unnoticed. To our awardees, this moment is yours. Your hard work, long nights, persistence, and determination have brought you here. Wear your achievements proudly. Yeah, man, put that star on your chest. Yeah, man, and celebrate. That's why we're here today. But also remember, this is not just your final destination. It isn't. This is that milestone. Continue to challenge yourselves, continue to grow, continue to strive for excellence in all that you do. The world ahead is vast, and your journey has only just begun. And to those students who may not be receiving any awards today, we want to also include you in this welcome. It is not out of your reach. So all the persons that we're awarding today and the excellence that we're celebrating is certainly not out of your reach. Excellence is not reserved for just a select few. It is built through effort, consistency, and belief in yourself. Today, I want to inspire you to push beyond what you're currently doing so that you can be among the persons that we're celebrating today next year, right? Your time here at the CMU, we want it to be worthwhile, and we want not, we know that we're surrounded by the sea, but we don't want you to settle with seas. We want you to aim higher. You must put in the work so that you can claim the reward. As we celebrate today, let us do this celebration with pride, with joy, and with a renewed commitment to excellence. Awardees, keep your anchors strong and your sails ready. The future is calling, and it is yours to navigate. Congratulations once again, and let us make some noise, audience, for our celebrants, for our awardees. And finally, in the words of our university president, Sir Andrew Spencer, let us all repeat. Well, you're going to repeat after me. CMU powerful. CMU global. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we all repeat that again? CMU powerful.
CMU powerful.
CMU global.
CMU global.
Thank you, Ms. Walker-Brown, for delivering such a lovely welcome. I'm sure everyone feels welcome and at home, right?
Yeah.
And in that same vein, we welcome the man who sits on multiple boards, the one with many letters behind his name.
Yes, a servant of God, the most efficient, if not the most efficient of us all. With such little free time, he does it with such excellence and grace.
Our very own university president, Professor Andrew Spencer.
Thank you very much to the compeers who have been doing such an exceptional job. In fact, they just set me up. When he says to the man who is most efficient, put me on the spot. It means if I'm not efficient today, I would have messed up his entire narrative. But ladies and gentlemen, I think it's deliberate that they always put me right after the registrar, who was ably represented by the deputy registrar today. Give Mrs. Walker-Brown a round of applause, please. And even though they have the registrar as bringing the welcome, they always put me right after because they know that my words are usually words of welcome in any case. So I want to give a very special welcome to all our guests. We have some very distinguished people in our midst. I note with interest that a good man, and I'm going to start with him only because of the work I've seen him do. Stephen Bell is here with us today, and I want to say a few things because Stephen serves as he is a former council member of the CMU. He is now a board member of the ACMF, and anybody who's received a scholarship understands the power of the ACMF. He's also a regional senior vice president for Seaboard Marine. And I watched this man in one evening. I wanted to hear this, He took about 8 minutes, all of 8 minutes at a particular function to raise $150,000 around the room for maritime education. Give him a round of applause, man. And I will quickly say that of that money that he raised, CMU gets 90% of it. So another big round of applause for that. I want to especially greet Mr. Craig Hendrickson, who I know has limited time today, and so I I'm confused because he doesn't want me to tell you, but his team wants me to tell you. So that when you see him leave, it's not because he didn't want to be here, but he's pressed and has many things to do as well. But we are happy that he's here, a major sponsor and supporter of the Caribbean Maritime University through National. Give him a massive round of applause, please. I see another massive supporter, Colonel Martin Rickman from the I always put Jamaica first, right? But the name is really German Ship Repair Jamaica. I want to give him a massive round of applause. He's our major partner. He is our neighbor across the water. And we have done many amazing things together. I want to greet our keynote speaker, Romaine Wallace. And I pause at this point just to say that every time we have one of our past students come back to speak at an event such as this, I rarely get goosebumps, but I get goosebumps every time. Because most times when they come back, it has not been a very long time since they've left us. But they usually come back with a certain repute and distinction, having created a wonderful track record in a very short period of time. 1 year, a young man who came back to speak as keynote had only been working for 2 years and had brought back 6 scholarships for people who were behind him. That's massive. That's selfless. That's the ability of the CMU ethos to be able to mobilize resources. Speaking of mobilizing resources, I want to greet the current, I don't know what happened in some election the other day, but as far as I'm concerned, it's the only president I know for the CMU Alumni Association, Mrs. Kerrian McCoy Tolo. Give her a round of applause. I don't have to tell you that if she's the president of the Alumni Association, that she's an alumnus. That's the first thing. But she also sits on our council and has provided significant resources. In fact, in the aftermath of Melissa, she was particularly instrumental in getting us to do some of the things we needed to do for our most affected students. Now, the challenge when you're in a room like this is that everybody is erudite, and everybody is exceptional, and everybody is important. So if I were to go through the entire list of the important people, then that would be the complete extent of my speech. But I greet everyone. I greet all our sponsors. I greet my senior management team, my vice presidents, directors, deans, without whom we could not do all of this exceptional work. But most importantly, and I'm going to ask everybody who is not an award recipient today, just stand on your feet and give a massive, rousing round of applause for those who have excelled and will be celebrated today. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I had the distinct pleasure of being in Antigua 2 days ago, speaking at a forum with the World Maritime University president, where he was wowed at just how much the Caribbean Maritime University had done. He had a sense of who we were, but he learned for real the impact of the Caribbean Maritime University. And in fact, he intimated that the only reason we are called the Caribbean Maritime University is because of where we're located. So let's go back to that catchphrase. CMU powerful, CMU not only regional, right? CMU global. And we'll continue to do that. Colleagues, I want to frame my very brief comments in the following way. The CMU is very true to its mandate. We are very clear on what our discipline is. We are disciplined about our discipline, and we are unapologetically maritime. We are also unapologetically transport-related. We're also unapologetically STEM-related. Now, what we've discovered is that even though we've been disciplined about our discipline and we've stuck to the maritime lane, we've not been able to contain that lane because that lane has morphed into an avenue. In fact, maybe a street, maybe a boulevard. In fact, that lane has morphed into a freeway. So expansive that the CMU is not only touching maritime, logistics, and shipping, but without our being intentional about it, the CMU is now touching manufacturing, distribution, energy. The CMU is also touching banking, yes. The banks have come to us to say they want our fully baked graduates who are logisticians and superior engineers to provide them with solutions. Isn't that a big deal? I don't hear the applause that suggests that, though. And, and I only share that with you because while we're intentional about who we are is so expansive and explosive that it has not been able to be contained by the niche within which we operate. And everybody is starting to witness that. And guess what? Those of you who are awardees today are a key part of the reason for why we are able to excel internally and externally. And so as the theme suggests, and Deputy Registrar brought it home quite nicely, we must be anchored, but we must be moving. There are many people, and you can tell me, you don't have to be so stiff because it's an award ceremony, okay? Have you ever met some people who are always dreaming up beautiful ideas, but never executing? Have you ever met them? You don't have to tell me who they are. We're not naming and shaming today. But just raise your hands if you ever met some people who are big dreamers, but very rarely act upon those dreams. Well, I'll raise my hands. Yes. And then you have those who are good at articulating the ideas of others, but still are unable to implement or to execute or to move. Well, the theme tells us exactly how we ought to do that today. So, you have some people as well who are very frenetic. You ever see some people who are walking fast? Talk truth. Some people who always look busy. Walking very fast and briskly and getting very little done. So moving does not mean you are progressing. And I want that to sit and to rest with all of us here, because what we have here today are not just movers, but we have shakers. We have people who are actually progressing, advancing themselves, advancing the cause of Maritime, and ensuring that this citadel, the Caribbean Maritime University, receives the acclaim that it deserves. And so that's what we're celebrating today. Students who have been anchored in discipline, but who understand that even though they must be anchored in character and purpose, that they must have the courage to set sail and to progress. I want to give us a little sobering thought now. Most of you who are getting awards today would have had to exist through some turbulent times. Most of you experienced a little bit of COVID maybe. Most of you experienced, well, all of you experienced Melissa. All of you experienced Beryl. And all of the tests and challenges and trials that came with that did not render you incapable of achieving excellence nonetheless. Because even in the face of uncertainty, what did you do? You didn't cower, you didn't flake, you didn't disappear. Instead, you rose above the uncertainty and you created your own certain path. And as a result of that, the record speaks for you today. Give yourselves now a round of applause. So at this very important institution, the Caribbean Maritime University, we've always believed that excellence is not just a thought or concept, but it is action. And that's why we don't only train maritime professionals, as I indicated and intimated before. Our partnerships are important for that reason. And I have to say this every time. There's a reason why the Caribbean Maritime University can claim, through its latest data, that 45% of our graduates get jobs before they graduate. That's a big deal. Now, don't feel bad if you're not in that 45 when you graduate, because the stats tell us that 71% of our students within 6 months get jobs within their fields of qualification. 81% in 9 months. And the other 19%, it is our indication that you are more likely to move into spaces of entrepreneurship and create jobs for others. Now, what does that say? It says that our partnerships, all these partnerships, these excellent people in the front row and beyond, are the reason why we are able, from the moment you enter our institution in level 1, to say to you that when you get to level 4, the probability of you being employed gainfully and in a dignified way is extremely high. And these people are the reason why we can do that. So because excellence, my friends, must matter, we must move. It must transform. And that transformation is carried out by you, the student, the scholar, the human capital that causes our nation to thrive. The question then is not simply about what you have achieved. The question really is, How do you step into spaces that are less structured, less predictable, less certain, more demanding, and still make your mark? Because the truth is, as I give you a charge, outside of these walls, no one is going to give you a rubric for how you are to operate in the same way that these rubrics are available to you inside these walls. It's going to require you, therefore, to be anchored, to have your grounding, but while being anchored, you must also be nimble, agile, and prepared to move forward. So the concept I want you to leave here with is that being anchored is necessary but not sufficient. Being anchored is necessary but not sufficient. If a ship is always anchored and stable but never moves, it has not served its purpose. And therefore, I flip it. To be constantly moving but not be anchored is also necessary but not sufficient. You cannot be moving without having your anchor firmly placed on some solid foundations. So I encourage you, as you exit our walls, because you will exit our walls, that you are encouraged, strengthened by that which you've done on the inside, because we've created for you a microcosm of the real world. We've created for you a space in which there are positives, negatives, there are ups and downs, ebbs and flows, but you have come out on top, and for that you are scholars today. So, my final statement to you, and it's not just to you, it's to our faculty, it's to our staff, it's to the well-wishers, it's to the family members, is that we thank you. We're grateful. We do not take it for granted that you had to choose the Caribbean Maritime University as your place to excel. First of all, we thank you for choosing us, and then we thank you for having chosen us, for deciding to put your very best foot forward so that today we can pedestalize you, we can honor you, we can celebrate you, because you have once again demonstrated that we are great. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when you watch the news next time, and the country speaks about trade deficits and trade surpluses and economic development, and when you look in the backdrop and you see containers, remind yourself that you are at the heart and soul of Jamaica's development. The next time somebody tells you that we can't afford gas because the Strait of Hormuz is closed, etc., remind yourself that it's because of you why people can have their needs met through fuel and energy consumption. But I take it a step further, because over 90% of everything that comes to us comes by sea. Remind yourself that this very lovely country, Jamaica, could not, cannot, and will not survive and thrive without you. That's how important you are. Embrace your importance, embrace your power, harness your power, and release that power through being firmly anchored while setting sail. God bless you and congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Professor Andrew Spencer. At this time, we invite Dr. Yvonne Dawkins, our Vice President of Academic Affairs and Accreditation, to bring greetings.
Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your presence here this afternoon. I greet you on behalf of the academic team. So we are the people behind the lovely people. We're the ones that push and harass and sometimes torment, but we do it because we want to see you succeed and we want to see you grow. And we're very, very pleased that we are joining together this afternoon to celebrate these young people who are, in fact, role models. They're role models for their colleagues, and they're role models for us who support them. So whether you're a parent or a sponsor or a friend or well-wisher, we thank you that you are part of our celebration this afternoon. And if you will allow me a few minutes to speak directly to the awardees. Today we gather to celebrate excellence, something that each of you has demonstrated through your dedication, your perseverance, your hard work. But excellence is not something that happens by chance. It's the result of consistent effort, discipline, courage to keep going even when the journey is difficult. Your achievements are a reflection of your commitment to success. But success is more than just receiving an award or reaching a milestone. Success is found in the late nights of studying. Wave your hand if you're in the room. Success is found in the moments that you push through doubt. Success is found in your determination to improve every single day. Success is built step by step, choice by choice. And you have proven that you are capable of building something meaningful. One of my favorite quotes is from Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. So excellence is not an act, it's a habit. Say that with me. Excellence is not an act, it's a habit. So the quote reminds us that greatness is not built on a single moment. It is not simply a shining achievement. It is shaped quietly, day by day, through the small choices that we make and the actions that we repeat. So every time we choose discipline over distraction, every time we sit up and study instead of scrolling on the phone, every time we choose effort over excuses, every time we choose persistence over giving up, we are forming habits that define us. And so all of us have the power to be excellent, not through one big moment like today, but through daily commitment. Because if we practice kindness, we become kind. And if we practice hard work, we become hardworking. And if we practice excellence, we become excellent. So, as you sit here today, take pride in how far you've come, but remember that this is not the end of your journey. It is just a milestone along the way. Let the moment serve to motivate you. Let the moment serve to push you to continue to strive for excellence in everything you do, whether it is your studies or your passions or the way you contribute to the world. The habits that you have developed, the discipline that you have shown, the resilience that you have built will carry you way beyond this ceremony. So, keep setting high standards for yourself. Keep believing in your abilities and never, ever settle for less than your best. Congratulations on your success. May you continue to pursue excellence and achieve even greater things in the future. Good job. Well done. Big up. Clap yourself.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dawkins. We now invite Alicia McPherson, the president of the CMU Students Union, to greet us at this time. Please put your hands together.
To the university's president, Professor Andrew Spencer, Deputy President Ibrahim Ajikuna in his absence, Deputy Registrar Mrs. Walker Brown, VP of Academic Affairs and Accreditation, Dr. Dawkins, distinguished awardees, members of staff, sponsors and donors, fellow students, and specially invited guests. A pleasant good afternoon to you all. Good afternoon. It is both an honor and privilege to stand before you this afternoon as President of the Student Union, representing the vibrant and dynamic body of students within our university's community. I extend warm greetings on behalf of the entire student population as we gather here today under the inspiring theme, Anchored in Excellence, Sailing Towards Success. Today, we celebrate more than achievements. We celebrate resilience, discipline, and the unwavering pursuit of greatness. Our awardees exemplify what it truly means to be anchored in excellence, grounded in purpose, steadfast in effort, and guided by vision as they sail towards success. They not only elevate themselves, but also inspire all of us to strive higher and push beyond our limits. To the awardees, your accomplishments serve as a beacon of possibility to the faculty and administration. Thank you for your continued commitment to nurturing excellence. And to my fellow students, may this afternoon remind us that success is not a distant shore, but a journey we all are capable of navigating. Congratulations again to you all, and may we continue to sail boldly towards a future of endless possibilities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. McPherson. Now we invite Mr. Stephen Bell, Regional Vice President of the Seaboard Marine and also the ACMF representative. Please put your hands together for Mr. Bell.
Good afternoon, everyone. I was a little late coming up because I wanted to see the picture. I am intimidated. When I look around the room, see all these young people my age, which are very bright, and it kind of is a bit intimidating because I certainly didn't go to a maritime university. I did not have that luxury. However, I'm going to do my best. And before I start, congratulations. I see you branching into other areas, other industries. Let the youth them stay in a maritime. Don't send them anywhere else. Anyhow, let us be fair. Good afternoon, all. Distinguished guests, faculty, proud parents, partners, and most importantly, our exceptional students. Allow me to extend warm greetings on behalf of the chairman of the Board of Directors of the American Caribbean Maritime Foundation. It is truly an honor to stand with you today at this annual awards ceremony, celebrated under the powerful theme, Anchored in Excellence, Sailing Towards Success. Folks, that theme is not just a phrase. It is a reflection of the journeys we recognize today, and journeys are defined by discipline, resilience, and a commitment to rising above circumstances. At the ACMF, our mission is clear: to alleviate poverty, transform lives in the Caribbean through maritime education and community development. We firmly believe that the maritime industry holds a unique and critical role in the shaping the future of the region, creating opportunities and advancing equity and driving sustainable growth. You heard the President speak a little bit about that early on. So shipping in both cruise and cargo where I am, it is not just an industry. It is the lifeblood of the Caribbean. It connects our islands, it powers our economies, and opens doors to global opportunities. And importantly, it offers a pathway for our people, especially our young people, to build meaningful global competitive careers. Today, as we look at the global landscape, there's a projected shortfall of approximately 100,000 trained mariners and officers, which will be at the end of this year. So that's not really just statistics, right? It is an opportunity. It is an opportunity for Caribbean nationals to step forward, to be trained, to lead, and to claim their places in an industry that quite literally moves the world. That is why the work of the ACMF matters so deeply, and it is why partnerships are important. So allow me to be a little bit biased in the next few comments about where I'm going here. We're especially proud to acknowledge the unwavering support of Seaboard Marine, that's me. As a key partner and a company with deep roots in the Caribbean, Seaboard understands that investing in people is the most powerful investment of all. Workforce development is not simply a corporate responsibility. It is a strategic commitment with far-reaching returns, both for the company as well as for the region. As a member of Seaboard senior management responsible for the Caribbean, Seaboard recognizes the importance of supporting workforce development wherever we do business. It is an investment that provides maximum return. So through the ACMF, Seaboard Marine Scholarships, lives are being changed, dreams are being realized, futures are being built. Today, allow me to mention a few of the Seaboard Marine recipients as we celebrate the future of them and all their awardees. So there's Jada Watson, Marine and Nautical Sciences. She's the most all-round female. She's dedicated and has a wonderful commitment to our industry. We recognize LeJean Henry, a Dean's Honor Roll student, pursuing Bachelor's of Science in Logistics, Supply Chain Management. Your achievement reflects not only academic excellence, but a clear commitment to mastering the systems that keep our region moving. We also celebrate, please let me not mess up this name, Lige Henry, whose accomplishments are truly outstanding, earning a place on the President's Honor Roll and achieving the distinction of Outstanding Digital Resilience, which is a critical part of physical infrastructure, and therefore your work puts you at the forefront of a rapidly evolving and essential field. We applaud Nathan Robinson, a Dean's Honor Roll student in marine engineering. Your discipline and dedication represents the technical background of the maritime industry. And we also recognize Chavoy Robinson, also a Dean's Honor Roll student in logistics and supply management. Your achievements highlight the importance of precision, planning, innovation, and keeping trade and commerce flowing throughout our region. To all of you here today, you're not only scholarship recipients, but you're also, and you keep hearing this word, ambassadors of excellence. You represent what is possible when opportunity meets determination. But folks, today is not only about the students. You're going to have to bear with me a little bit as a parent. To the parents and the families gathered here, this moment belongs to you as well. Your sacrifices, your encouragement, your unwavering belief has made this possible. Behind every successful student is a network of support that often goes unseen but never unfelt. So today we honor you, parents and friends and family, and we do thank you. To our awardees, I will leave you with this. Here we go with that word again. Excellence is not a destination. It is a discipline. It is something you choose every day in your studies, in your conduct, and in how you respond to challenges. As you continue your journey, there will be moments of uncertainty, moments of pressure, and moments ahead when the path is not so clear. We're kind of not sure what is happening as we go forward. In those moments, remember why you started on the journey. Stay anchored in your values and keep sailing towards your purpose. This ACMF Foundation remains committed to walking this journey with you. We will continue to advocate on your behalf, to create opportunities and to build pathways that allow you and many, many more like you to succeed. Because when you succeed, the Caribbean succeeds. So today, we celebrate with you. We honor your achievements. And we look forward with great pride and great expectation to see what you will all accomplish. Congratulations to all awardees. Congratulations to the families. And may you continue to sail boldly towards your success. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. We now invite Craig Hendrickson, Sales and Marketing Director of the Continental Baking Company Limited, and also the Director of the National Baking Company Foundation. Please make him welcome.
Afternoon, everyone. Mr. Bell over here just said, come, top that. So I'm sitting down with him, and he says, and I'm looking over, and I said, I thought we're only doing greetings. He has a whole keynote address in front of him. Last night they said to me, would you like to give a little 1-minute speech about why the foundation, they told you one. Oh, well, I was told one. Well, my boss told me one. Why the foundation wants to give away, the scholarship and bursary program to the awardees. I said, all right, so I will add a little something in there. But afternoon again, president, board, management, faculty, staff, awardees, and other invited guests. I was listening to the president speak about, and Mr. Bell touched on it too, about, everything has to come here from overseas, which is true. I mean, us at National, about 90% of our ingredients are brought by ship, right there. And the flour mills is right there too, right? But it's brought here and we put it together and actually sell it. But the greatest part about it is that we, Jamaicans, can be competitive anywhere in the world, right? We take our bread from here in Jamaica and ship it overseas and can compete with the other bakeries in the world. So that just shows you what we are capable of here on this little island, right? Compared to the rest of the world. All 3 million of us versus the 7 billion people out there. So, I would say, look about what all right? Anyways, on that note, it's my pleasure to be here today to be supporting STEM and investing in you guys. You guys are the future, right? At the don't read it. There's a lot of, director of this, director of that. At the foundation, the National Baking Company Foundation, we believe in supporting education, right? That is where one of the reasons we started it, and it's where we believe the future of Jamaica is, right? Everything is about science, technology, education. Engineering and math. And it keeps our economy growing. It's really what we are about. Over the past few years, National Bakery has partnered with CMU to support the engineering students through internships and apprenticeships. Today, we're taking that a step further. We at the foundation are introducing a scholarship and bursaries program for the students in the faculty and engineering and applied technology. Sorry, I just have to. Specifically those studying industrial systems or mechatronics. The program will provide a total of 1.75 million each year. And the main scholarship is valued at $550 for the year 2026 to 27, the academic year, with applications opening on May 1st, and I think they close to July 31st. We'll also be awarding $150,000 each to the top performing male and female students. All right? Things are changing quickly, and Jamaica needs the people who are ready to step up. So take the opportunities. And sometimes those opportunities might be where you get an opportunity to go somewhere outside of Jamaica, whether it's to work and live and learn. I was at a breakfast meeting yesterday morning with Earl Jarrett, Courtney Campbell, William Ofood, two of the ministers, Alanda Terry Long and Kamina Johnson Smith, and we're talking about brain drain. But the real opportunity with you guys, if you get to go away, is brain gain. You have to bring it back to Jamaica. I went away to school, but I came back to Jamaica. I didn't decide to stay away. I wanted to come back to be able to do something for my country and have it done here. I don't want to live anywhere else, and I had the option to, but I did not choose to. I chose to come back to my yard. All right? So congratulations, everybody. Thanks for having us, and enjoy.
Alrighty. At this time, we invite Ms. Jada Watson from the Faculty of Marine and Nautical Studies to introduce her guest speaker.
University President, Professor Andrew Spencer, Vice President, Administration and University Registrar, Ms. Keisha Walker, Vice President of Academic Affairs and Student Accreditation, Dr. Yvonne Dawkins, faculty, specially invited guests, or outstanding awardees, families, and friends, good afternoon. Today we gather not only to recognize achievement, but also to be inspired by an individual whose journey reflects perseverance, leadership, and purpose. It is therefore my pleasure to introduce a guest speaker who embodies these qualities. Our guest speaker, Romaine Wallace Sr., is a dynamic Jamaican business professional, operations leader, and partnership development specialist with over 8 years of experience spanning logistics, warehouse operations, sales leadership, and education. Hailing from Clapham in Monique St. Anne, Mr. Wallace's journey is deeply rooted in discipline, resilience, and a commitment to personal growth. His leadership potential was evident from early on, having served as head boy at Charlemont High School, an experience that laid a strong foundation for his future endeavors. He currently serves as Partnership Development Manager at Fosterich Company Limited, where he plays a critical role in building strategic partnerships, driving corporate growth, and advancing innovative solutions in electrical, lighting, and renewable energy sectors across Jamaica. Prior to this, he distinguished himself within the Fosterich Fulfillment Center, rising through the ranks to become Warehouse Operations Manager, where he led teams and improved operational efficiency across distribution networks island-wide. Mr. Wallace holds a Master of Business Administration in Marketing from the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, along with a Bachelor of Science in Logistics and Supply Chain Management, and an associate degree in International Shipping and Logistics from the Caribbean Maritime University. During his time at the CMU, he demonstrated exceptional leadership as a 2-time Student Union President, advocating for students and contributing meaningfully to campus life. After all, he's one of us, a true Spartan. Beyond the corporate sphere, he has also served as a lecturer and facilitator, mentoring young people and shaping future professionals. At the core of his journey is a passion for youth empowerment, leadership and development, and nation building. As a dedicated father and family man, he believes that the values cultivated at home, discipline, integrity, and responsibility, are the same principles that drive excellence in professional and community life. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wallace's story is a powerful reminder that success is built on years of hard work. Please invite me in welcoming Mr. Romaine Wallace Sr.
Good afternoon, all. Mr. President, other distinguished members of staff, faculty, our awardees, specially invited guests, family, friends, and to all of us who are joining, and to everyone who is joining online, I bring you greetings. Now, that's not exactly how I had planned to start, right? But when I sat there just now and I listened, I was moved. Obviously, she was talking about me, right? But it is the first time in, I'd say, a long while that I've had to sit down and listen to all that God has blessed me with, the ability to achieve. And so for that, I am grateful. It is an absolute privilege and an honor, even more so a humbling, full circle, and a dream come true type of moment to be here today in this fashion for this purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, the introduction resonated, and as I said, it is perhaps the first time in a while that I've had to listen to someone share my achievements and my growth openly. My voyages to date have not been easy. They have been shaped by challenges and a deep desire to win. In fact, the philosophy to which my life is firmly anchored surrounds the rough seas encountered, but yet envisions meeting the mass of land that will cause me to say, ahoy. Is it ahoy or aye, aye, Captain? Which is it? But nonetheless, you get the idea, right? So the Caribbean Maritime University, redefining maritime excellence through innovation and technology. This place, this community, has played a significant role in my development and has geared my aspirations. What was an unplanned visit to the institution in 2014, after failing the basic entrance test for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, after failing to meet the typical physique requirements for the Jamaica Defense Force Officers Program, that proved to be the wind beneath my sail thereafter. So, during my involvement at the Charlemont High School, we started a club. And that was more of a service club that was born out of the idea after the Governor General had charged us with the I Believe initiative. And we started that, and we had some advisors, and we raised some funds, and we assisted some students while I was still a student at Charlemont High School. Now, after that, I did all sciences up until sixth form while I was head boy at Charlemont High School. However, my dream of becoming a dermatologist and studying or pursuing something medicine related at the University of the West Indies failed. And that was due to a lack of funding. Now, whatever funding was left in the account, the advisor at the time, she said, let us see what we can do to make you the next recipient. I said, you know, I didn't believe that that could have worked. Now, at the time, what was in the account was pretty much half of what the tuition for the logistics program at CMI at the time was. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and try for the Jamaica Constabulary Force. I failed that. I went ahead to the Jamaica, she brought me to the upper camp, and I spoke with an officer, and he looked at me and he said, I don't think this one is for you. And I said, you know, okay. And she was driving a Toyota Hilux at the time, and she said, come, let's go. And I came to the airport maybe once or twice. And on my way here, on the Palisado Strip, I am actually living that moment in my head right now as I'm sharing it with you. I heard an advertisement on the radio, and it was about Caribbean Maritime Institute. I knew nothing about this institution at that time. And while we were there, it spoke about logistics and shipping and the shipping industry and where we were going. And at the time, I didn't think much of it, but it aligned well with my purpose. So when I came on campus at the time, the Festo Center, Fact Center, was not yet in place. So it was a much smaller campus. So I went to the main office, and there were 4 folder jackets, right? And they were inside the main office. And they had brochures, 1-page brochures for each of the programs. And the lady at the time, Miss Opal, said to me, just pick one of each. So I went and I took one of each. And it is from that she said, well, just look at the cheapest one. Because, of course, money is going to play a part in this. And I chose logistics and supply chain management. So imagine, learning about biochemistry, physics in high school, wanting to become a doctor, and now you're looking at logistics and supply chain, something that is foreign to me. And she said, son, we're going to be able to pay for the first 50% of your tuition, and then the rest will be history. History indeed, right? So we came on, and after my first year, I got good grades. I was happy. I was interacting with a lot of people from different backgrounds, etc. And then I heard about the Mr. and Miss CMI pageant. Now, the theme for today is anchored in excellence and sailing towards success, right? However, I applied. Now, did I meet all the requirements? I don't think so. Because when you talk about a pageant, you're talking about smiles, you're talking about physique, you're talking about, confidence and all of that. But I tried it, and I am proud to say that I walked away as Mr. CMI. And at the time, I heard that it was going to be, I think, about 25% of the tuition. But at the time, we were in a transition period, right? And it was now tied to performance, because now you become an ambassador for the institution. And based on your performance during your tenure as Mr. CMI, then they will award you accordingly. And let me tell you something. I got so involved that I spent early mornings and late nights on campus, right? I was just trying my best to ensure that I was able to secure the tuition. And of course, they paid more than 50% of the tuition at the time. And that for me was very important. So I took it a step further, and I volunteered. And after my second year, going into my third year, I was encouraged to run for the post of Students' Union President. I was successful in that as a third-year student, and I did my best. At the time, I think they were paying, again, 50%. At that time, we were going through some reform, and if you know anything about CMU, growth is constant, right? And as a result of that, based on my performance, I was awarded the full tuition. Following that, we moved on, and I was able to vie for a second term. And of course, I did that, and I was successful. And what that meant for me is that now into my fourth year, after starting with less than 50% of the tuition, guess what? I got the full tuition once more. And so that is something that I take with me, because the Caribbean Maritime University has really and truly shaped who I am today. And in addition to that, I was there when when we were doing the transition. And I was selected as the student to bring the charge, representing the student body at the Charter Day, something that lives on in my heart today. So when we look at anchored in excellence, sailing towards success, to be anchored in excellence means having a firm, unwavering commitment to high standards, integrity, and continuous improvement in all actions, rather than just pursuing success as a one-time achievement. But when we dissect that a little further, we look at some key tenets that supports this theme. Consistency over perfection, integrity and values, purpose-driven action, resilience and growth, and a soul of service, which often involves a commitment to caring for people, providing value, and leaving lasting positive impact. Ultimately, being anchored in excellence means building a solid foundation that allows one to remain steady and effective when the applause fades and momentum slows. Now it's two-part, sailing towards success. Now this speaks to achieving goals by adapting to changing circumstances, maintaining focus, and embracing resilience. So much like a sailor navigating wind and water to reach a destination, it actually emphasizes controlling what you can, navigating through challenges, and constant improvement. Now, in my role at Fosrich as Partnership Development Manager, and as you see, I would have moved from the sciences, and then I went to logistics and supply chain management. I went into warehousing. I did get some industry knowledge, but now I am into sales and partnership development. Now, none of this would be possible if I did not go through what I went through at CMU. And by saying that, I'm not saying that to mean that I struggled while I was at CMU, but it is how it has shaped and molded me into the individual that I am, so that I'm able to be flexible and adaptable, right, to the market. Now, Fosrich has what we call the anatomy of the Fosrich employee. And I'm using that today to encourage us to continue to be anchored in excellence and sail towards success. Now, it's built on 3 pillars: being eager to win, to be able to take ownership, and to team up to excel. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to fuse these together and look at it in relation to the team. Now, many of us are not studying shipping, Captain Newman. Many of us are not marine and nautical studies, right? What we know as the cadets, right? We're not studying, not everybody is studying that. However, we know about the ship because it's a universal instrument, right? So when we talk about the anchor, excellence, we're looking at that as the foundation. When we talk about the sail, we're looking at success as your direction. When we talk about the wind, we're looking at the eagerness to win because that is your drive. When we look at the rudder, ownership speaks to your control. And when we look at the crew, we talk about teamwork, which is your multiplier. Now, before any ship moves, it actually needs wind. Because in your life, the wind is your desire to win. And by winning, we're not just talking about beating others or competing. I mean, after all, it is evident that once you win, you will find yourself in a room like this. So we also want to look at it from the angle of refusing to be mediocre, right? We want more for our lives. So really and truly, if we are not eager to win, then we will settle, and life will quietly agree with you. Now, there is a famous quote by Jim Rohn, right, who is a YouTube motivation person, right? We see they posting a lot of his videos, etc., and we use that as motivation from time to time. But he says nothing changes if nothing changes. And life is really and truly a miracle waiting to happen. But how badly do you want it? Now, when we look at potential energy, for the engineers who are in the room, we look at potential energy and we look at kinetic energy. Right? Some of us have a desire to win, so we keep moving towards that. And we can use kinetic energy as energy in motion to represent that. Many of us have the potential, but we are stagnant. Right? And unless potential is acted upon, then we will not be able to achieve what we want, which is energy in motion to get to where we want to be. So I encourage all of the awardees today to continue to be eager to win and to want to deliver on those results. Now, when we look at taking ownership, we liken this to the rudder of the ship, right? Because this is where you get the ability to steer the ship as you move forward. But desire without direction really leads to nowhere. And that's where ownership comes in. So we have to position ownership as control, because life does not respond to excuses. Ownership determines direction. And while I was at the CMU, I could have said, boy, life is beating me badly. I could have, decided that this is not for me. I could have found all the excuses. But when you take nature as an example, you realize that the trees are out there and they're growing. Right? They're growing on their own. They're doing what they're doing. And once the seed is planted, then you just have to watch the miracle take place, because God is in control. Now, you cannot control the wind, but you can control how you steer. Right? So in my time at CMU, I took ownership of my decisions. I took ownership of my life and where I wanted to be. There were many adjustments that I had to make along the way, and that has taught me how to become more and more responsible in my lifetime. Now, finally, when we look at teaming up to excel, this is where the crew comes in, because we cannot do it alone. Because no vessel crosses the ocean alone. Success is rarely a solo journey. So really and truly, as we look to improve upon our relationships, Caribbean Maritime University is one that is full of partnerships, and it is a place for networking. I've traveled, as it relates to being here and, just teamwork. I've traveled to seminars overseas with the Caribbean Maritime University, and as a result of that, my network improved, and I would also gain mentors along the way. Now, your growth will be limited or accelerated by who you choose to build with. So if you look to your left and to your right, there are some people that you may not see on Monday. But if you realize that all the awardees who are here, you are sharing the same space together. So of course, it is important that we team up to excel. But even with the wind, the direction, and the crew, there is something even more important, which is your anchor. Because if you're not anchored in excellence, you will drift. So we have to set clear standards, high standards for ourselves. We have to be disciplined. And many times you hear discipline being paired with motivation. And when motivation fades, when you wake up in the morning and you feel like you cannot go, when you're doing an all-nighter and it becomes, it's 12 o'clock and you're saying, whoa, the time is not moving, but I have this exam in the morning. How are we going to keep fully focused? It will have to be through discipline and consistency. Now, excellence is not what you do occasionally. It is what you refuse to compromise on. In closing, as you move forward, I leave you with this. Be eager to win so you never settle. Take ownership so you always have direction. Team up to excel so you can multiply your impact. And above all, stay anchored in excellence so that no matter where life takes you, you are always positioned to sail towards success. And I leave you with this line from a popular song, because it is fitting based on our institution that we are a part of. No matter what storm clouds may rock this ship of mine, the light of my Savior will lead me safely through the night. Anybody know that? All right, let us sing it, please. No matter what may rock this ship of mine, the light of my Savior will lead me safely through the night. And though my ship may be battered and my sails may be torn, I shall rest, you shall rest, and do your best in the eye of the storm. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful round of applause for our guest speaker, Mr. Romain Wallace. So give it up one more time for him. Such a powerful, powerful speech. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we are moving into the presentation of awards, which is what we are here for this afternoon. Now, allow us to switch the program just a little bit because we are trying to facilitate our president, who unfortunately will have to leave shortly. And so, oblige us as we present the President's Honor Roll at this time, and also the award for the President's Award for the most all-round male and female student. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we invite President Professor Andrew Spencer to the stage to make the presentation at this time.
Hey, good afternoon again. I just wanted to make one very brief statement before we go into a very important moment. For the first time, there was so much excellence at the CMU that we simply could not have awarded one individual as being the most outstanding or most rounded student. And so we had to have two. And that's a big deal, because now we have one male and one female. And I assure you, it was not for the sake of affirmative anything or for equity across genders. It was purely on the basis of merit and performance. And so today I'm very excited by that. And also, it straddles faculties. And that tells us again that excellence is not only embodied in one place, but across the entire CMU stratosphere. So,
ladies and gentlemen, the President's Award for the most all-round male goes to Roy Thomas from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics. And of course, we keep the applause going for Jada Watson, who receives the President's Award for the most all-round female from the Faculty of Marine and Nautical Studies. Awesome job. Thank you so much, ladies and gents. Please, Prof. Spencer, remain with us as we go through the President's Honor Roll at this time. Now, from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics, we have Michaela Dundas receiving the President's Honor Roll Award. Pursuing the same degree is Daniel Edwards. We have Lejay Henry. We keep the applause going for Barry Joe Lawrence. Kimani Levy. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the cybersecurity and digital forensics students. From the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Logistics and Supply Chain Management, we have Deandra Dorman. We have Rajay Francis. Cadel Grant. We also have Asina Lamont. We have Brenna Moole Young. Alric Roden. Receiving the President's Honor Roll from the Bachelor of Science in Security Administration and Management degree, we have Randall Scott. We have Michael Webster. And from the Logistics and Supply Chain Management cohort, we have Ariane Pratwala. We have Nicolette Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the recipients of the President's Honor Roll. Thank you so much, Professor Spencer. Now we move to the Outstanding Academic Achievement in Year Group Award. At this time, we invite Mr. Assam Thompson to the stage so that he can help us distribute those awards. From the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Cruise Shipping and Marine Tourism, we have Akila Williams. Pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Logistics and Supply Chain Management, we have Shannon Mackenzie Kindness. We have Ariane Pat-Roller. Ariana Pat-Roller. Shayna Savage. Pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Security Administration and Management, we have Janelle White. Thank you so much, Mr. Thompson. We now invite Mrs. Myrna Ellis Medina to the stage to do the presentation of these awards. From the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Technology, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Artificial Intelligence and Computer Systems, we have Samaria Gordon. From the Bachelor of Engineering in Mechatronics program, we have Safia Burgess. From the Faculty of Marine and Nautical Studies, pursuing a Bachelor of Engineering in Marine Engineering, we have Nicolette Thompson. From the Bachelor of Science in Marine Transportation, we have Ajay Lalu. Jake Wan. Mario Trowers. Thank At this time, we pause our presentation of awards to bring you a special selection from the CMU Creative Arts. Please put your hands together.
Please welcome Trishay Fagan, performing Thy Will.
Testing. Good afternoon, everybody. This is a serious time, violence and crime, and a beer gun thing, the youth them up on them mind. Oh, step on this journey where Jah put me. This is a serious time, violence and crime, and a beer gun thing, the youth them up on them mind. Oh, step on this journey where Jah put me. All heap of things no witness. Negative thoughts and impairs are plague with like a sickness. Now the youth them have a hit list on every style and most business. Helicopters are circle around the air like a frisbee. And some mystery mother can't find picnic. Message in the music is the only way to fix it. I say word sound power if you're up if you're with me. Now go make them trick because we not repeat the history. And I say why? Where them a go to when Jah come? Say don't they know thy will always be done. And so my people rise. Come remember now we're black and we're strong. And when we're one, say this is when we'll overcome. Oh yes, me know, yes, see them me band, but me a come from far. See we ancestors, yes, at them for stars, study stars. Oh, nowadays them youth a want study war. A nation we so sweet, it just a get so bizarre, it deep. Look good and then your mind spot the scars. Some go bleach it out, now this a get too far. They want to worship possession, house and car. No, I'm not go wrong because of me and Judge a bar. And I say left, right, just soldiers that come left, right. Hey, left, right, just soldiers that come left, right. Marching people left, right, just soldiers that come left, right. Just soldiers, I say word sound power if you're up if you're with me. Now go make them trick quick, I will not repeat the history. And I say why? Where them a go to when Jah comes? Say don't they know thy will always be done. And so my people rise. Cause remember now we're black and we're strong. And when we're one, this is when we'll overcome. And I say left, right, just soldiers that come. Thy will always be done.
And you know, Chronix has a song that he says, left, right, just soldiers are come. Left, right, just soldiers are come. So, the cadets, can you help me out with this one, please? Left, right, just soldiers are come. Left, right. So, thank you, Miss Fagan, for such a lovely rendition. We now move forward into our recognition of our sponsors. We
Right.
proudly recognize
National Baking Company Foundation.
German Ship Repair Jamaica,
Jamaica Energy Partners.
Marsharp Company Limited,
Jamaica Urban Transit Company.
PAC Kingston Airport Limited,
Lifespan Company Limited.
we also acknowledge Avalon Logistics.
Let's Ship It Limited.
A round of applause again for all our sponsors. And now we continue our celebration through music.
We'll now be inviting my friend, gold medal winning at the JCDC competition, Danielle Thompson, performing Feeling Good.
Good afternoon, everyone. Congratulations to all the awardees. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Stars when you shine, you know what I mean, don't you know? Scent of the pine, you know what I mean. Freedom is mine, and I know what I mean. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling so good. Yeah, so good, so good, yeah. Whoa, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good.
Wasn't that a lovely performance, ladies and gentlemen? Put your hands together one more time. We are now jumping back into the presentation of awards at this time, and we are going to present at this time the National Baking Company bursary for the top engineering students. We invite the representative from the National Baking Company to make the presentation at this time. We have Kyle Powell doing a Bachelor of Engineering in Mechatronics from year 1. Kyle Meeks, Bachelor of Engineering in Industrial Systems, year 1. Mikhail Simpson, Bachelor of Engineering in Mechatronics, year 2. Shania Peart, Bachelor of Engineering in Industrial Systems, year 2. Safia Burgess, Bachelor of Engineering in Mechatronics, year 3. And finally, Renee McDermott, Bachelor of Engineering in Industrial Systems, year 3. We want to thank the National Baking Company for this award. Moving right along to the Passport, Immigration, and Citizenship Agency Award for Gallantry Service. We invite the Director of Immigration, Nafisa Thompson, to present this award. Receiving the award for gallantry service is Brianna Smykel from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics. Also receiving this award this afternoon is Jamil Powell from the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Technology. Absolutely amazing, and thank you so much, Peter. Now moving to the Mars Sharp Award for Outstanding Performance in Creative Arts, and we invite Mr. Lionel Thompson to present this award. Receiving the award for Outstanding Performance in Creative Arts, we have Daniel Thompson from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics. And of course, we would have just heard Mr. Thompson's rendition, and so we know he is more than deserving of this award this afternoon. Thank you so much. Now moving to the CB Group Award for Most Disciplined and Model Student, we invite Mr. Joseph Small from the CB Group to make the presentation at this time. From the Palisades campus, we have Shania Watts from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics. We have Jerron Jones from the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Technology. From the Western campus, we have Melissa Reed Brailsford from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics. Also from the Western campus, we have Joshua Bowen from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics. From the Port Royal campus, we have Tamra Lyons Barnett from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics. And finally, we have Sheldon Jackson from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics. All right, thank you so much, CB Group, for making those presentations. We move on to the PAC Kingston Airport Limited Award for the Most Disciplined Cadet. We invite the representative to take the stage at this time to make the presentation. From the Faculty of Marine and Nautical Studies, we have Rajiv Williams. Awesome. Thank you so much. Now moving on to our Outstanding Performance in Sports Award, and we invite Miss Stacy and Jack to make the presentation. Receiving the award for Outstanding Performance in Sports, we have Tajay Clark from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics. Namoy Turner from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Jack, for making the presentation. We move on to the CB Group Award for Outstanding Community Service. And receiving this award this afternoon from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics is Ariane Patrola. Thank you so much for making that presentation. Moving on to the Let's Ship It Limited Award for Volunteer Service. And we're asking Miss Tracy Ann Gordon Morgan to make the presentation at this time. Receiving this award for volunteer service is Tiana De Montenat from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics. A round of applause for Tiana. For the CB Group Award for Research Excellence, we invite again Miss Stacy and Jack to make the presentation. Now, the title of this research receiving this award this afternoon is Cybersecurity Challenges in Online Learning Platforms, Students and Lecturers at the CMU. And receiving the award this afternoon as Mr. Small from the CB Group takes the stage, we have Daniel Edwards, Cleon Frankson, and Kimani Levy, all from the Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics cohort. Another round of applause for Research Excellence. Thank you so much, sir. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Small. Moving to the Marsharp Company Limited Award for Research Excellence, and this research is entitled Modern Medicine versus Traditional Folk Medicine. And the award goes to Barrijo Lawrence, Bianca Walcott, and Janae McDonald from the Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics cohort. A big round of applause for our research excellence students. Thank you so much. And of course, at this time, we want to especially recognize this year's award ceremony sponsors. So as I call the names, I want you to give a round of applause for our sponsors this year. We have the National Baking Company Foundation, CB Group Limited, Passports Immigration and Citizenship Agency, German Ship Repair Jamaica, Jamaica Energy Partners, Marsharp Company Limited, Jamaica Urban Transit Company, the Pat Kingston Airport Limited, Lifespan Company Limited, Avalon Logistics, Let's Ship It Limited, and of course, NCB Foundation. Give it up for our sponsors. This would not be possible without their help. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing with the presentation of awards this afternoon, and we are heading straight into the Dean's Honor Roll. At this time, I invite Professor Delroy Shevers to make the presentation. From the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Cruise Shipping and Marine Tourism, we have Akila Williams. We have from the Customs Processing, Freight Forwarding and Immigration, which is now our Border Operations and Management degree program, is Deandra Beckford. We have Shanae Brown. Arnella Coke, Serena Cope. Kennedy Davidson, Asante Hay, Onique Hunter, Malik Lawrence, Shania Lodge, Moesha Morrison, Melissa Mussington, Shanique Perry, Alicia Robinson, Brigale Robotham, Adriana Taylor, Karen Todd, Treasure Yates, from the Bachelor of Science program in Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics, we have Lane Booth. Dalmain Carty, Horatio Gordon, Ronaldo Hitchman, Janae McDonald. Sabrina McIntosh. Shaquan McLean. Cedric Morris. Alia Morrissey. Mikkel Perry. We also have Rashana Powell. Denise Stapleton. Bianca Walcott. Tiandra Williams. And finally, we have Javion Wright. Thank you so much, Professor Shevers. But don't go too far because we will need you again soon. Jumping into the presentation of awards from the Jamaica Energy Partners. This award is for the highest academic achievement or academic average. From the lower level program, we have Nevina Jones from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics receiving this award. From the upper level program, we have Barry Joe Lawrence from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics receiving this award. Thank you so much for making the presentation. For the special recognition for the longest serving landlord for 2020, well, receiving the 2026 award, and we invite Mrs. Tisha Walker Brown to make the presentation, is Pandora Spencer. Now, if you've ever lived at 27 Dorado Drive in Harborview, Kingston 17, then make some noise for Pandora Spencer. Thank you so much, Mrs. Walker Brown. Now we move to the Humanitarian Award, and we invite Kerry Ann Solo, which is our CMU alum president, to make this presentation. Receiving the Humanitarian Award this year is Danar Royal. And of course, he is a CMU alum. We also have Theo Gordon. Also receiving this award this afternoon is Damian Thomas. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now moving to the German Ship Repair Award for most all-round student of the Marine Engineering Program, and this award goes to Daniel Brissett from the Faculty of Marine and Nautical Studies. Thank you so much for helping us with that presentation. We are jumping right back into the Dean's Honor Roll presentation for this afternoon. And of course, again, we invite Prof. Shevers to make the presentation. Shevers will help us make the presentation on behalf of the President to Sanjay White. He is a President's Honor Roll recipient. Pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Logistics and Supply Chain Management and receiving the Dean's Honor Roll Award this afternoon is Lashana Amstad. Alia Anderson. Amelia Beckford. Tavon Blake. Joshua Bowen. We also have Tashoy Campbell, Tanika Carter, LaShawn Clark, Rolando Clark, Ashari Forbes, Sarah D. Francis, Shanice Gale. LeJean Henry. Giovanni Holloway. Alexi Jackson. Leon Lee Jones. Asana Lamont. Tanarji Minot. Avante Garth Montague. Jamila Richards. Simone Sr. Shaquille Simpson. Shade Sinclair. Krista Lee Sorty. Roy Thomas. Ona J. Bailey. Nicoy Francis. Rajani Thompson. Sharifa Walker. Jada Welcome. Akeem Wishart. Paul Witter. Kamal Wright. And finally, we have Regina Wright. Thank you so much, Prof. Shevers, for making those presentations. We invite Mr. Asan Thompson to make the following presentations for us. Pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Security Administration and Management, we have Andrew Alder, Keon Bartley, Ricardo Blake, Ranique Brown, Garfield Coley, Lawrence Cox, Davian Ellis, Taja Farquharson, Oral Heath, Jerome Lawrence, Leon Marsh, Shamoy Martin, Glendale Murdoch, Roy Rowe, Andre Smith, Tashara Waller, Janelle White, from the Bachelor of Science in Forensic Science, from the Master of Science in Security Studies, we have Tommy Lee Chambers. Homer Morgan, Ryan Nelson, Romeo Somerville, Michelle Spence. Tazio Stewart. Ramon Thompson. Mr. Thompson for assisting us with handing out those awards. We now invite Dr. Kahuna Miller from the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Technology to help us with these presentations. Is Jermaine Broomfield. Xavier Dunn. Devontae Gooden. Shanake Kerr. Steve Willis. From the Bachelor of Engineering in Mechatronics, we have Safia Burgess. Aaliyah Campbell. Michael Crawford. Alexander Warren. Thank you so much, Dr. Miller, for your assistance. We now invite Captain Deborah Newman from the Faculty of Marine and Nautical Studies to help us make the presentation. Helping us to make the President's Honor Roll presentation to Amaro Trowers. Receiving the Dean's Honor Roll Awards from the Faculty of Marine and Nautical Studies, specifically the Bachelor of Engineering in Marine Engineering, Part M. Yeah, man, just put your hands together. Big up yourself. Kelisha Blagrove. Dean Giovanni Jackson. Antonio McGibbon. Paulos Mackenzie. Tishana Myrie. Prince Payne. Nathan Robinson. Josh Dale Seaton. Jalen Adrian Thomas. Alicia Walsh. Danita Wilson. For the Bachelor of Science in Marine Transportation, Dominic Campbell, Deshaun King, Jade Alexia Levy, Justin Morris, Kanye Otley, Jaquan Pratt, Darian Ruiz Lopez, and finally, Jada Watson. Thank you so much, Captain Newman. We move into the Registrar's Award for Outstanding Leadership, and I invite Mrs. Tisha Walker-Brown to make the presentation. Receiving the Registrar's Award for Outstanding Leadership is Alia Campbell from the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Technology. Thank you so much, Mrs. Walker-Brown.
Round of applause for all our awardees. We now recognize the remarkable organizations and individuals who continue to open doors through scholarships and bursaries.
Your contribution transforms lives and is shaping futures.
We acknowledge
Caribbean Shipping Association,
American Caribbean Maritime Foundation,
Accelerate Energy,
Ministry of Labor and Social Security,
Embassy of the People's Republic of China,
Grace Kennedy Foundation,
Sagicor Foundation,
St. Mary Education Trust,
Sirius Jamaica Limited,
Victoria Mutual Building Society,
Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission,
J. Ray and Nephew.
JMMB Joan Duncan Foundation.
Jamaica Flour Mills Foundation.
Jamaica Energy Partners.
Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information.
Jamaica Aluminum Company.
National Commercial Bank.
First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union.
Ministry of Finance and Public Service.
Jamaica Police Federation.
Organization of American States.
Hanover Charities.
Human Employment and Resource Training. National Service Training Agency Trust.
Jamaica Public Service Company Limited.
Juicy Patties Limited.
Millennium Paving Stones Limited. Let's show a round of applause and appreciation for these incredible contributors.
As we unfortunately draw near to the end of this memorable ceremony,
We invite Alicia Ducali from the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics Year 4 to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we bring this memorable award ceremony to a close, under the inspiring theme, Anchored in Excellence, Sailing Towards Success, it is my distinct pleasure to extend heartfelt thanks to everyone who made this event possible. First and foremost, we express our sincere gratitude to our distinguished guest, Mr. Wallace, for his insightful and motivating contributions. Your words remind us your start is not your destination, but hard work and dedication. We would also like to extend our deepest appreciation to our valued sponsors for your generous support to make this initiative a reality. National Baking Company Foundation, CB Company Limited, Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agent, German Ship Repair Jamaica, Jamaican Energy Partners, Jamaica Urban Transit Company, Lifespan Company Limited, Pack Kingston Airports Limited, Avalanche Logistics, Let's Ship It JA, NCB Foundation. We are gratefully equal to our donors for their continued investment in education. American Caribbean Maritime Foundation, Caribbean Shipping Association, Ministry of Labor and Social Security, Embassy of the People Republic of China, Grace Kennedy Foundation, Sagicor Foundation, St. Mary Education Trust, Victorian Mutual, Building Society, Betches Gaming and Lotteries Commission, J. Ray and Nephew, JMMB Foundation, Jamaica Flour Mill Foundation. Special appreciation is extended to our dedicated teams behind the scene: procurement, registry, facilities and planning, marketing, security, whose professionalism and coordination ensure this outstanding success. Finally, we offer warm congratulations to all our outstanding students, for your hard work is shown through the dedication and commitment to excellency. To everyone present, thank you for being a part of this occasion. May we continue to remain anchored in excellence as we sail confidently towards success. Thank you.
truly inspiring and rewarding experience today has been.
We have celebrated excellence, recognized achievements, and honored those who made it all possible.
To all our awardees, continue striving for excellence. Continue shining like the stars you all are, and continue making us proud.
And for those who didn't receive an award,
it is never too late. You could be the next person collecting this award and much more. And to everyone here, thank you for being a part of this special occasion. Anchored in excellence, sailing towards success reminds us that achievement is built on hard work, determination, and the courage to keep moving forward.
and now the celebrations will continue downstairs with food, drinks, and good music. Please join us and keep the evening going. But before we go,
ladies and gentlemen, we have some surprise baskets courtesy of the NCB Foundation that we want to give away this afternoon. Now, NCB wants to give these baskets to the following persons: Barry Jo Lawrence, Jada Watson, and Navina Jones. We also have another presentation from Avalon Logistics, and this presentation goes to Roy Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our recipients. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, Mrs. Walker-Brown, would you just stay for a moment as we make a presentation to our guest speaker? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our guest speaker, Mr. Romain Wallace, who did such a phenomenal job. Thank you so much, Mrs. Walker-Brown. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially at the end of our award ceremony, and taking us out of this year's award ceremony will be the CMU school song.
Please stand.
Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And of course, feel free to participate in our reception downstairs. Have a good one, and we'll see you next year for the CMU Annual Student Achievement Award Ceremony.